Hey everybody, we're here with Earl and we're getting ready to do the punk show. Some of Earl's favorite punk tunes, and of course New York Dolls. And I just got a few questions for Earl. It's been a great time. Thanks for coming out.
Always.
How'd you get involved with School Rock?
You know, a couple of years ago, I was approached. Actually, I know what happened was a friend of mine had mentioned it to me because one of his buddies was a teacher, and he introduced me to this guy, and he said, "Oh, would you be interested in doing like some sort of a workshops or things at the schools?" And he was kind of vague about it. And then I met a guy named Mike Long out in Philly a few years back, and they were just starting this guest professor thing, which is basically guys like me, professionals. Will come in and do, sort of seminars, like workshops with the kids. And like we're here, we're doing a show, and we pick a theme, which you guys do anyway. And then we'll sit in with the kids and give them some advice, work through the thing, play the show, which is gas because the kids love it. And I've done a few. This is my second one in Salt Lake City.
Right on.
We did one, I don't know, almost 2 years ago, something like that. And that was it. I've done a few of them with some other schools, and it's always good because the kids are very appreciative, and they're just sponges for all this stuff, and it's a good thing.
You look like you enjoy working with them.
I love working with the kids. Adults are a pain in the ass. Kids are easy. Try being in a band.
Right on. With your kid friends. Who are you're touring right now with the Dolls?
Yeah, the New York Dolls. Yeah, we've done a little bit of Europe this year on our own, and then we did some Motley Crue dates, and then we're going over to Australia, and then we're going to England with Alice Cooper for a week, and it's good. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, we want to thank you for coming out, and man, we've been so excited. We've had 3 days.
I have a question. I mean, how are you feeling about what School of Rock does, as far as its mentoring of kids and classic rock and?
I think School of Rock right now is really necessary because the kids don't have what I had, which was it all came from the street, and we would network ourselves because the only outlet we had was hanging out with each other and actually playing music in somebody's basement, then doing gigs and stuff. But the alternative to School of Rock is that these kids will stay at home and sit in front of their computers watching YouTube and doing Facebook all day until their fingers fall off, and they don't interact with real people. They're interacting with a computer. This gets them out. They get to play with each other. They get to play, like real instruments and interact. It's all about interacting because that's what this is about. This is a very social art form. And you can't do that by yourself. I mean, I guess you can, but you're not going to get anywhere. I think I've seen a lot of good schools, a lot of good teachers. This Salt Lake City one, so far, is one of the best, if not the best one that I've been involved with because it's together. The kids have a good time. They're learning. They're learning how to take direction. They're learning how to interact with each other, which is even more important than taking direction because rock and roll musicians are not supposed to take direction. But we do need to interact. I think that's the biggest thing is getting these kids to interact. I also find it's interesting that the music that they're interested in, that you're laying out for them, like you were just talking about doing a Pink Floyd thing and then we're doing a punk thing. I've done David Bowie ones. I've done glam rock ones, early 1970s, like The Sweet and T-Rex and all that stuff. And the fact that they're even interested in that, because that stuff's 30-something, 40 years old. If somebody came to me when I was that age and tried to get me to do something 40 years old, I would say, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Which goes to show that they don't really have much of their own new stuff to pull from. So they're having to pull from stuff in the past, which is good because all you guys come from there, so you were able to pass that along, and then I can pass it along when I come by, so it's cool.
Thank you so much. Really, it means the
Right.
world. It was perfect.
Good.
Perfect. Have a great show.
Leave the part with the mother in there.
Will do. Thank you.